Not much, man. Think we are live. What's up, everybody? Just getting these guys into the stream. Oh, I got to put the correct names on the screen as well. So let's get them on here first. Yeah, I do a waiting room thing now. People like it. Yeah, and there's a countdown on the screen. I did it for a couple college basketball things, and a lot of people were in and ready. And I found that, especially with our content, because we don't do any, like, BS. Like, we go, hey, what's up, guys? All right, first game. We, like, jump right into it. So it's probably best that we give people a little bit of a heads up. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
From the sides and totals perspective, what do you think of the slate today, Sauce?
I hate it.
Okay, good. Yeah.
It's a terrible slate.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I literally,
It's awful.
and the thing I posted on the website, I literally put, hey, guys, if you're looking for a day to skip the NBA, it's tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I think everyone, Modi, Beaver, names are set up. Chat is rolling. We are good to go. 60 seconds. What's up, everybody? Are the shows going to be earlier in the future, or was this a one-time thing?
What do you mean?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't understand the question.
Maybe he's talking about the daytime videos over the weekend. We do daytime lives on the weekends a lot because there's games on.
Games are earlier.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing March Madness morning specials. So what we like, I think actually starting tomorrow. I think we're going to be live at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So yeah, but it really depends on what times the games start. During the MLB season on Wednesdays, a lot of times we'll do an 11 a.m. day show because there's so many day games on Wednesdays. And
yeah,
we mirror our stuff based on what we're betting. A lot of times, if there's West Coast games that don't start until 10 p.m., you're not really ready to talk about it at 10 in the morning. I mean, maybe in some instances, if it's like football, because you've been looking at it all week. But if it's baseball or basketball, sometimes you're not ready. All right, we are at 4 o'clock. So as you can see, we got Modi with us. Prop Beaver, how was your weekend, Prop Beaver?
It was good. I saw, what is it?
I knew you saw a movie.
I saw Killers of the Flower Moon. Too long. This guy Scorsese, he's got to cut down his films. I don't know what he thought the 3 hours and 30 minutes was necessary for, but it was an all right film.
You know what? Scorsese needs your advice, is what he needs.
I think so. Yeah. I'll put him and Pop in a fucking circle and I'll beat them up both.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You're home now? You were traveling, though.
Yeah, I'm back. I got back in late last night. Also, my sweatshirt is green.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Let me.
No, it's fine. It's just like it was just funny looking at it on the camera.
I could take it off.
Yeah, and people can see my Eagle sweatshirt now. So
there you go. Yeah, I have that on once because some people join with the green screen, so I have it on for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Hornets at Wizards is the. Wait a second. Is Hornets at Wizards the first game? Oh wait, hold on. That's an easy fix.
Hornets at Pistons.
Just 1 second.
Holy goober.
No, I have the correct ones done. I think I just put them in the wrong folder.
That's tough.
Toronto and Atlanta, that's not the first one.
I mean, if we had like 2 minutes in the beginning to use to do this, that would have been great. But we didn't, unfortunately.
Relax. All right, hold on. I can get the right ones up. It's a short slate, so if there's ever a time where we have a few minutes to do it, it would be right here. 1 second. There's only 6 games, right? Let's see if this is right.
Yeah.
Come on now. It's loading on me. So it said, Sauce, where you been? I've been here, man. Yes, Hornets, Pistons. That's correct. All right, so these are the right ones right here. So we need about 40 seconds, and we'll be going.
I thought Xavier McKinney signed with the Eagles, so apparently he's going to the Packers.
Packers, yeah.
There were so many people dropping fake NFL alerts in the college show. was like Aaron Jones to the Cowboys, and there were like realistic ones where you're like, that sounds like it could happen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So there were a lot of mind fucking going on.
Yeah, the Cowboys would do that. Only a really dumb team would give big money to a running back, in my opinion.
Says the guy with the Eagles jerseys behind him.
I know.
Yeah, even better if they have injury history. Even better.
And a lot of tread on their tires.
Here we go. The correct graphics
Finally.
are up. And the poll I have is wrong, too, because I went on the graphic. All right.
Freaking comedy hour here.
Sorry for the delay. We're ready to go now, though. Hornets plus 4.5. I knew it because I was typing the thing, and I was like, I don't even remember handicapping this game, man. I got to get more sleep. But now, Hornets and Pistons. So I didn't actually bet this one, but I'm leaning Pistons here. This would be the only way I would go. Hornets dealing with some injuries. You know what? I'll tell you the exact injuries right now. I have it open. So, obviously, LaMelo Ball, Mark Williams, that's not new. They've been out for a while. Cody Martin's out. Seth Curry's out. McGowan's is out. Even though he started off the season. What happened to McGowan's? Remember in the beginning of the season, he was like playing as well as Brandon Miller was. And now, so I don't know how much of a loss that is. He hasn't been playing quite as well. Trey Mann is also doubtful. So the Hornets is really banged up. But it's not just playing the injuries. I actually don't hate this matchup for the Pistons, who are going to be healthy. Well, All-Star Thompson's been added to the list. That wasn't the case this morning. So the Hornets should be able to hit some jump shots on the Pistons, but Pistons are going to have the rebounding edge on both sides of the floor here. Also, Pistons defense should be able to force plenty of turnovers in this game. Pistons, I think, are, I don't want to say the better team because that sounds crazy based on what we've seen. But if you looked at recent games here, I mean, look at Detroit. They played the Mavs, who needed a win. They played the Nets at home. Pistons won that game. At Miami to play the red-hot Miami Heat. At Orlando. The Pistons have kind of been through the gauntlet. Meanwhile, the Hornets are playing the Nets, the Wizards, the Raptors, the Sixers with nobody. Strength of schedule edge definitely goes to the Pistons. I think they're slightly better team, and they're certainly in better shape here at home. So I'd go Detroit. Didn't bet it, but if one of these guys likes the Pistons also, I may be talked into a Pistons bet. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. I'll do it. Yeah, I took Cade Cunningham over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. We just cashed with Cade on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. He had a legacy fourth quarter. That was insane. But I'm going right back to him here because he finds himself in a favorable matchup against a Hornets team that's allowed the third most rebounds per game and fifth most assists per game to point guards the last 30 days. We've now seen a point guard cash their rebounds plus assist line in 7 straight against Charlotte. And like I mentioned in the write-up against Dallas that I posted on Friday, Cade is much better at home. He was coming off a long road trip. We're now catching him on his third game home off that road trip. The first 2 games, he had 16 and 19 rebounds and assists, and now Ausar Thompson might be out, which would be massive for us. His last 14 home games, he's 12-2 to the over. He's averaging 14.7 rebounds plus assists, 25 plus rebounds plus assists chances, compared to 5-9 and his last 14 on the road. Adding the fact that he's 3-0 in home wins, and the Pistons are favored here, and I think that he could keep racking up the stats at home here. I would also like if Jalen Duren doesn't fucking foul out in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Oh, that was
crucial
rough.
to Cunningham racking up assists.
That was rough. You were pissed about that one. Mr. Modai, do you have a move for this one?
Yes, this is one of the rare plays that I actually have money on for today's slate. Miles Bridges over. So I got it at 22.5 points. I got it at like minus 112. Right now, the graphic says minus 120. Right now, it's minus 125. So it does keep moving up, which is a good sign. I actually would probably take the over. At this point, you can get over 23.5 at plus 100 at FanDuel. I think that's probably the better value. But obviously, the graphic was sent a little bit ago. But this is mostly just a matchup play. Like, there's nobody left on the Hornets to do anything with LaMelo out. Like, I like Brandon Miller. I think he could also have a good game, but I just like the matchup a little bit better for Miles Bridges. With Trey Mann out, and he's doubtful, so it's unlikely that he plays. Since the All-Star break, Miles Bridges has the highest usage rate increase on the team, and he has the highest usage rate on the team as well. So it's like not only does he just have the highest usage rate in general, but also the highest increase with Trey Mann off the floor. And Trey Man's missed the last 2 games, and Miles Bridges has scored 32 and 24 points. So he went over the last 2 games. According to Courtside Pal, the Pistons give up the 2nd most points to Bridges' shooting profile, the 4th most to his scoring profile. And it makes sense. Like, the Hornets offense is gross. He's one of the only guys that can score via drives and score via isolation. And that's where the Pistons defense is the weakest, especially isolation. They also foul a ton. And Miles, he doesn't get to the line among, like, the Jimmy Butlers and the Lukas of the world or anything like that. His free throw rate on drives is more so closer to Tatum, but that's still the highest on the Hornets. So at least it's a little bit of free points. So he's just going to shoot a ton. Like, I expect the volume to be there. It's probably going to be super inefficient, but I do think that he'll get us to 23, 25 points tonight.
Yeah, I would take the matchup for anybody who's capable of shooting a jump shot against the Pistons based on the recent numbers. That being said, as I mentioned, they have played a bit of a tough schedule, Detroit, so cut them a little bit of slack. But yeah, as I would imagine, Detroit's going to be the heavy public side here, 59% to 28% in the comments taking the Pistons. Wouldn't scare me off of it. I especially like that the line moved from 3.5 to 4.5 as well. But yeah, I didn't bet it, and neither of these guys sounded like they were in love with Pistons minus 4.5 either. So probably just going to end up being a pass for me. This is not Pelly's. Hold on, let me load the new one. This is Phoenix at Cleveland. All right. Suns -6. Cavs. Is that line still 6?
6.5.
6.5 now?
6.5, yeah.
Which is crazy because last night when I was looking at the game, the Cavs were favored -1.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of Booker might not play, and there was someone else on there too.
I thought it was assumed that Booker was in and Spider was out the entire time. So I was just shocked to see the line move.
Well, I think I forget what it was. I remember seeing that too, but I remember thinking like that. Yeah, I remember seeing that too. But Prop Beaver, what would you do here?
So what I would do is I would bet Darius Garland over PRAs. I got it at 32.5 at -104. It's down to 31.5. Every single time he goes over 31.5, he goes over 32.5. So personally, I don't really care where you get the number as long as that one of those two. I would also prefer to say Vig, so I just went with 32.5. Basically, my mindset is that we just have to keep betting point guards against the Phoenix Suns until they make a stop. The last 15 point guards versus Phoenix with 30-plus minutes have now cashed their PRA over, averaging 43.1, and 12 of them hit this very number. Over the last 30 days, Phoenix is allowing the 3rd most points per game, 5th highest field goal percentage, 2nd most three-pointers made, and most rebounds per game to point guards. So you can see why those guards are hitting their PRA over so easily. On the surface, this Garland bet looks gross. I mean, he's under 72% of games. He's under his last 18 and 21. Why on earth are we betting it? Let's not forget that Spida is still out here. And without Spida in 29-plus minutes going back to 2022, he's over his last 13 and 19 games, averaging 36.2. In games where he shoots 16-plus times, he's 12-2, averaging 39.2. On top of that, he's been great on 0 days rest this season, even with Spida playing, because in those games with 33-plus minutes, he's 3-1. I know the spread is all the way up to Phoenix -6.5, but as I just mentioned last night, Cleveland was favored before that Brooklyn game. I just feel like this is a major overreaction to the Cleveland losing to the Nets, despite them shooting like 55% from 3 or something, whatever. It was ridiculous, and Booker being announced active. So I'm going to back the Cavs here, and this is my best way of doing so.
So you would actually lean towards Cavs plus the points?
Yeah, I would.
Matt?
I would lean towards the Cavs plus the points as well. I do like that Garland play. I just couldn't quite get there myself. The one that I have is Kevin Durant over 25.5 points. This is a lean. I'll be honest, I don't have any money on it myself. The matchup and everything screams for this to be a good game for Kevin Durant, but this goes against it's the direct opposite of the type of my personal betting ethos, because he's blown up for 3 straight games. Like in his last 3 games, 35, 35, and 45 points. Normally I try to bet the opposite of that because he's not going to keep putting up 30 burgers. But if you just take that out and you just look at the matchup itself, since the All-Star break, nobody's been shooting more mid-range jumpers than Kevin Durant, shooting and making mid-range jumpers, literally more than the mid-range merchant. Mid-range, I'm fumbling over my words, more than DeMar DeRozan, who's the mid-range merchant, which is what I was trying to say. Since the All-Star break, he's taking and making more than DeMar DeRozan. And that's exactly where the Cavs defense funnels shots. They push people towards the mid-range. They don't give up much at the rim. They don't give up a ton of three-pointers. They're, I think, 10th in terms of corner threes. since the All-Star break, but not a ton of volume there. It's mostly just mid-range jumpers. And that's, like I said, that's where Kevin Durant's just been feasting recently. Devin Booker being back does make this a little bit risky. And the fact, like I said, that he's blown up for 3 straight games, but it's also Kevin Durant. Like, he's capable of putting up 30 points basically whenever he wants. It's just whether he wants to or not. So if you just, like I said, just look at the matchup and isolate everything else, I do think that it's a good spot for Kevin Durant. It's just, it's too square for me considering he's blown up for the past 3 games. So it's a lean. I don't have any money on it myself, just to be honest.
All right. So I actually like this matchup for the Suns, and I'll put this up first. This is my pick against the spread. I would lay the points with the Suns. What I actually bet is kind of embarrassing, but I'll put it up. Where's my graphic, Prop Viewer? You're muted.
I might have put it under the other game that it's parlayed with.
Oh, okay. So let me go find it. So next time,
if I didn't put it there, then it's not created.
Oh man!
But I did create. I did create it.
So then, why would you say it's not created? Oh no, it's there. It's okay. Hold on. Let me go find it.
Just
if you, for future reference, make a copy of it and put it in there twice in both. So let me get to my graphic. This is what I bet. Maybe this is your way of telling me, like, don't share this.
Yeah, this was like, please, for the love of God.
So this is what I actually bet. I parlayed the Suns money line Golden State. It's disgusting, I know, but. All right, so I like the way this Suns team matches up with Cleveland. If you take a look at what this Cleveland is, what their identity is, what they're still able to do well with their current injury situation, they still protect the basket pretty well. That's been one of their strengths all season. Phoenix has no interest in trying to get to the rim, man. All of their damage is done via jump shot, and Cleveland's defensive numbers against jump shooters don't look good at all recently. So, I mean, it's really the 3-point shot also that's been killing Cleveland, and Phoenix isn't the most elite 3-point shooting team. But still, all the Suns' damage is done from outside, and Cleveland, with the current injuries and the current state that team's in, they haven't shown us they can stop that. So I think the Suns, the offense has a great matchup. Also, what else does Cleveland do well? They defend the fast break pretty well. Phoenix doesn't run the fast break. So another one of Cleveland's strengths that just isn't really a factor here. And then on the other side of the ball, what has Cleveland been doing a lot of? Well, that's pretty much all season, but recently they've been taking a ton of 3-point shots. Phoenix actually has great numbers against the 3-ball recently. In the last 10 games, they're like 3rd and 5th against the above the break and corner threes. Phoenix has actually done a good job defending the 3-point line. So yeah, I like the matchup for Phoenix. The line movement tells the story here. I think the Suns win comfortably, but instead of laying 6.5 points, the Suns, there's a few teams in the league that just have a habit of winning and not covering. Phoenix is most definitely one of them, and I could completely see them, Cleveland covering this by the back door. So I put this parlay. I think I got it at plus 113. I think so. That's what I bet. It's disgusting. That just shows you, if I'm making a bet like this, you know that means I probably hate the slate, because I don't want to make a bet like this. But there's like a pressure with when people like go onto your website and subscribe to see what you have to say. Like there's a pressure to give them something, you know. So I tried to pick what I thought had a good chance of winning, even though it's probably not the most valued bet here. Best. You
gotta be a little creative.
Yeah,
Sinful.
Yeah, boy, sinful. He said 57%, 32% on Phoenix. So community definitely leaning towards the Suns here. Next, Orlando Knicks. No, it's not. Let me get the correct graphic up. Next up is Dallas Chicago. Matt Modai, would you like to lead us off?
Sure. And this is a game that I actually did like today. I have 2 plays in this game. They're both kind of juiced up 3-point props. My first one is Kobe White, 4+ made 3-pointers. So I got him at, or last I checked, you could get that at plus 160. Looks like that is right now plus one, actually better, plus 165 at FanDuel is the best price there. It's really just like, since the All-Star break, the Mavs haven't been able to guard the 3-point line, and Kobe White's the only person that really will consistently shoot. Dosunmu's been shooting a little bit more recently, so I think he's also a good play, but I like the Kobe White one better. By far, he takes and makes the most catch-and-shoot 3-pointers on the Bulls. Since the All-Star break, the Mavs have given up the most made 3-pointers, catch-and-shoot 3-pointers specifically. Kobe White also takes and makes the most above the break 3-pointers. The Mavs are allowing the 6th most made above the break 3-pointers since the All-Star break. And just look at what guards have done from the 3-point line against the Mavs recently. Like 5 to Duncan Robinson, 5 to Terry Rozier in the same game, 4 to RJ Barrett, 5 to Emmanuel Quickley in the same game, 7 to Donovan Mitchell, and 7 to Max Strus in the same game, in that ridiculous game with the Max Strus buzzer beater. And look at Kobe White's past 10 games. Like last week, he had a 2-game stretch where he made a combined 12 against the Kings and the Jazz, where he made 5 and 7 3-pointers in those 2 games. The Jazz especially, one of the juiciest matchups for 3-point props. And then right around the All-Star break, the All-Star break, he had a 2-game stretch where he made a combined 9 against the Cavs and the Celtics, cashing 5 and 4. So in good matchups for teams that will allow a lot of 3-pointers, more so the Celtics. Like I said, the Cavs don't allow a ton. He's just been putting up a ton of volume, and I think that's going to continue in another good matchup tonight against the Mavs. And then on the other side of the ball, the Bulls, they've been I guess I should say my play on the other side of the ball is PJ Washington.
Oh, no. Poppy just got hosed by PJ Washington.
Okay.
He's a fucking punk.
What game was that? Was it recently?
It was the game against, who the fuck was it against?
The Heat?
He called it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He called it, and I quote, he called it PJ Washington Legacy Night.
Yeah.
That's what he
said.
said.
Had banners up and everything.
That's tough. But the Bulls have been giving up the most 3-pointers basically the entire season, and like almost every possible metric. They like corner threes, above the break, catch and shoot, pull up. They give up a ton. So like if you want to bet Luka that he makes like 7 3-pointers, that's fine. He's just been shooting way too well recently that there's no way that's going to continue. And I think it's a good spot for PJ. Like he missed this in 2 straight games. Prior to that, he had cashed it in 3 of 4. So that's just how shooting goes, especially for a guy like PJ, who's not among the best. But he takes and makes the most catch and shoot 3-pointers for the Mavs by far. This is since the All-Star break, I should say. He's attempting about 5 per game on catch and shoot. The next closest guy is 3.3, about a full shot and a half higher. The Bulls are allowing the most catch and shoot 3-point attempts since the All-Star break by a massive margin. So teams aren't shooting that well against them, but that's more luck than anything because a lot of those shots are wide open. So this team just happen to be missing shots, but they're giving up 32.6 catch and shoot 3-pointers per game. The next closest team is 29.1. So the Mavs are allowing the most made. The Bulls are allowing the most attempted. And they also give up, the Bulls do the second most corner 3, both made and attempted since the All-Star break. PJ Washington's tied for the most attempts, specifically on corner 3s. And I will admit he's been in somewhat of a shooting slump recently when you look at his percentage. His volume is there. So like I said, he just hit in 3 of 4 games, but it was not on great efficiency. Those shots are wide open. So I think that eventually will turn around because he's not a great shooter, but he's not a horrible one either. So I think that's a great spot for PJ Washington to hit a bunch of 3-pointers. So like these 2 teams are 2 teams that I've been targeting since the All-Star break, and they happen to play each other. So that's why I had 2 plays that I liked. But yeah, so these are like the two plays that this and the Miles Bridges one are my 3 favorites of the night.
Okay. Prop Beaver?
I went with a spicy one. I went with a saucy one. I'm fading Mr. Luka Doncic. I'm going with his under 32.5 points at the plus money. I know nobody likes fading generational scores. It's not nice. It's not fun. But it needs to be done here because Caruso and the Bulls have made life hell for opposing number 1 guards lately. We've recently seen Curry with 15 points on 18 field goal attempts. Fox with 20 points on 16 field goal attempts. Lillard with 16 points on 18 field goal attempts, and Spida with 19 points on 13 field goal attempts against this Mavericks team. So not only are these guys shooting a bit less volume than they normally would, but the efficiency has been horrendous, all being held under their total in Chicago's last 6 games. And we've really seen Luka struggle to produce both against Caruso and the Bulls in the past. In 10 games against Alex Caruso in his career, did you know this? Doncic has never once hit 30-plus points, averaging just 22.8 points per game, 17.9 field goal attempts, and 26.1% from 3. He never shot 24-plus times in those games, and he never shot greater than 48% in those games. When Luka shoots 53% or worse on the road with Kyrie, he's 11-2 to the under, averaging 28.7 points per game. With 24 or less field goal attempts on the road in Kyrie, he's 8-3 to the under, averaging 29.2 points per game. His last 3 healthy games against Chicago, he's under all 3, averaging just 20 points per game on 33.1% shooting. I think this is a night where as kind of Modi was alluding to, we see a PJ Washington get involved. We see a Tim Hardaway Jr. get involved. We see Josh Green with 5 corner threes in this one. I just think we see Doncic shine more as a distributor than a scorer in this one. So I'm going to go with that.
I love it. I love that one.
All right. I'm rethinking that. Well, no, my pick isn't changing. I'm on the Bulls here. I bet this too, but it was my smaller bet. At first, I thought the line was a little suspicious, but everyone's taking Dallas? Everyone's taking Dallas here. What am I missing? The Bulls and Mavericks have been pretty comparable recently. You probably make the argument that the Bulls have been better. That's like pretty comparable. You're catching 4 points at home with... I don't really understand why everyone's taking Dallas here. I'm on the Bulls. I took the Bulls as a smaller bet because the line felt suspect because I think this should be a pick 'em. Maybe even Bulls -1. Chicago's played really good basketball. They've been really good as home dogs. And like Matt Modi, I was talking about the 3-point volume as an attempts against the Bulls, which is 100% true. They're towards the last of the NBA. But the efficiency numbers look great recently. So Chicago is forcing a lot of teams to take contested 3-point shots, and it's working. In the last 10 games, they're like 3rd in efficiency against the 3-point shot. So that's what they're doing. They're forcing you to take contested 3-point shots, and tell me Dallas isn't the perfect team to walk right into that. I mean, is there a chance that they fall? Of course, they have a lot of talent, but I like this Bulls team at home catching points. The fact that everyone's taking Dallas kind of raises my confidence a little bit. I mean, this is still one of my smaller bets. I don't know if I'm going to go back and put more money on it at this point. But yeah, I mean, line movement points towards Chicago as well. There was at 5 this morning. It's down to 4. I saw 3.5 before. Let me check where it's at now. No, it looks like it's 4. Yeah, 4 across the board. So there was 3.5s open earlier. Yeah, I like this matchup for the Bulls. I think these teams are pretty close right now based on how they've played in the last 10 games. These teams are pretty close, and I'm getting the one at home catching 4 points. So, yeah, it's the side I want to be on for sure. 64%, 29% in favor of Dallas. Everyone is picking Dallas because Luka's on a historical streak right now. 6 straight 30-point triple-double. Who gives a shit? What does that have to do with the final score of the game?
Not tonight.
What does that have to do with the final score of the game? I see. That's it. That'll just show you. I didn't even know he was on that streak. That's just like when you're talking about who's going to win the game and the point spread. What does that even mean? What does that matter? Thank you for sharing that, by the way. No. Seriously, I'm saying like that makes sense. Like, okay, maybe people are talking about that. I don't watch like First Take or anything, so I don't know like what people are talking about. Next game. This is not the next game. The next game is
This is where the slate goes to shit for me.
Yeah. I like this one, man. Warriors and Spurs. Everyone's taking San Antonio here. Warriors -4.5. I'll go first. I mean, my explanation for this one is pretty simple. This just is, it feels like the perfect welcome back to earth Spurs moment here. Spurs have won 3 of their last 5. They played pretty well. Wemby's back. Wembanyama had missed, I think, the last 2. Spurs even won one of those games without him. And now everyone's flooding in on the Spurs +4.5 against a Golden State team that they just beat. I think we're going to see a pissed off Warriors team come out and play great defense on the road here. Hopefully they don't get too hung up trying to hit the 3-point shot. I know the Spurs 3-point defense is poor, but without Steph on the court, I would like to see them get to the rim, get to the foul line. You could do that against this San Antonio team. Golden State takes a lot of those short mid-range shots. So hopefully they focus on more of that because on paper they should rip the Spurs up down there. It's not really the Golden State offense I'm betting on here. Oh, I didn't even put my bet on the screen. I'm sorry, but you guys know what it is already. It's the parlay. So yeah, I mean, I took it into a parlay. I would still lay the 4.5. I think the Warriors get their revenge here, and I think there's a lot of people on the Spurs that in the second quarter of this game are going to be like, what the hell was I doing? This team sucks. I think that it's going to be like a welcome back to earth moment for the Spurs. Like, this team is garbage. So, yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, Wembanyama's back. Like, okay, what are the Spurs with Wembanyama? Like, they're awful. Like one of the worst teams in the NBA. All right, go ahead, Rob Beaver. You said you didn't like it though.
Yeah. Why don't you pass it to Matt real quick? I still got to think on some things.
He's got to think some things.
Yeah, so this is another lean that I have that I didn't actually put money on it myself, but I kind of like the Chris Paul over 8.5 assists angle. Since Steph off the court since the All-Star break, since Chris Paul returned from his injury, not the All-Star break, so hasn't been like 2 weeks since CP's been back, but he's got a usage rate increase of almost 7% with Steph off the court. Admittedly, in those minutes, he's been scoring more than he has been playmaking with Steph out. But I like, in general, I like his assists more than I like his points. And for this specific matchup, the Spurs defense is atrocious. When these two teams just played, Chris Paul had 9 assists. And I was trying to see how many potential assists he had, but NBA tracking is down for that day for whatever reason. So I couldn't find his potential assists, but he had an assist rate of 40%, which is really good. He had 9 last game. 2 games ago, Fred VanVleet had 10 against the Spurs. Wemby in, Wemby out doesn't really scare me off because their defense is still atrocious, even in games that he's in. They're giving up the 9th most assists to Chris Paul's playmaking style. So for plus money for Chris Paul, who's going to play about probably 30 minutes. He played 29 last game. I think 9 assists is a pretty good play. But again, this is more of a lean than something I have actual money on myself.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Prop Beaver's got anything for this one, right?
I would take the Spurs. I think you're going crazy. I think you're trying to be crazy sharp here, and it makes no sense. The Warriors are 0-4.
I'm trying to be sharp here.
They're averaging less than 112 points per game in those games. They're giving up over 120 points per game in those games. The team sucks. The team sucks.
I want you to think about what you just said. You just took the Spurs at a short line against Golden State. I took Warriors minus 4.5. You're saying I'm the one trying to be sharp here? Look in the mirror. Take a look in the mirror.
No, I think we're getting my boys, my Spur boys, just went into your crib, beat the shit out of them. We didn't even have Vassell and Wemby. Now we're getting Wemby and Vassell back. Yeah, your crib.
Wow. Prop Beaver woke up and chose violence today. Spurs plus 4.5. Maybe the Warriors can win by 2 and we both win our bets, but you're not.
I'm taking the opposite of your money line parlay. F you.
Oh yeah, you like Cleveland to win?
That's how I'm feeling today. Yep.
Yeah, they've looked sharp recently. You're right.
Live dogs.
All right, so we got Hawks. Oh, no, we don't have that. My bad.
I was gonna say I don't remember this game.
We got Raptors on the road in Denver. Wow.
Skip.
I
Who's
mean,
playing in this game?
I have no. I mean, I'm going to run a poll real quick, but I think there's a chance we spend less than 20 seconds talking about this game. So for
Javon Freeman Liberty starting at the 1 for the Raptors.
Javon Freeman Liberty. I'm actually checking to see if that's real or if he was making a joke.
No, real person.
Oh,
yeah, real person. Yeah.
So
they
the starting
they miscellaneous characters out there.
It's like the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Javon Freeman Liberty starting at point guard for the Raps. Wow. Do you guys? I mean, I guess Nuggets. What the hell? What are you guys doing? Do you guys have anything?
I mean, you take a Denver players over, then they're gonna lose due to a blowout. You take a Raptors player.
So why don't you take a Nuggets guy under and anticipate the blowout?
I try to do that, but then you go and look at the Denver things. It feels like everybody goes over when they blow them out at home, so it doesn't even make sense. I don't know. I'm passing.
Yo, awful lot of smoke. I like that guy. You know what he said? JFL can hoop. JFL can hoop.
Okay,
I mean, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can. He's starting for an NBA team tonight.
He's a hooper.
JFL can hoop. Let's see. Spent most of the 20 season in the G League. He was averaging 23.8 points per game, 6.8 rebounds a game in the G League.
All right. Ferocious.
JFL could hoop. That was such a perfect response. All right, let's move on to the next game, man. Next. Someone said you can't take the Raptor on John Denver night. There we go. My thing froze up for a second. And the last game is Boston at Portland. Oh my God, I forgot this is the last game. In case you didn't, has there been any updates on the injuries? Last I checked.
Yes, there has been.
Oh, okay. Share them, please.
Yes, so no Porzingis, no Holiday, but Brown, White, and Tatum are going.
So no Porzingis, no Holiday, But Brown. Okay, you know what? Why don't I put that on the screen for everybody?
Okay, cool.
Okay, so let's bring this up so everyone could see this, because I'm assuming everyone was waiting for that information just like I was before I went live.
Yeah, I mean, it dropped literally 3 minutes before the broadcast, so like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming nobody.
I don't really have much to work off because I didn't look at the game because I didn't know who the hell was playing.
Well, I'm assuming nobody really has anything for this one as of yet. But let's pull up this for a second. Maybe we can find something together. Yeah. So Porzingis and Holiday out.
Yeah, something I saw is that Jaylen Brown has the biggest increase in the starting five in terms of assist percentage when Holiday's off the court and the other guys are healthy. But now Porzingis is out too. So
I think Porzingis was out first. Well, I don't think
he was the only one that was healthy.
No, Porzingis was ruled out before I even went live for the college show. So you're saying Jaylen Brown's assist numbers go up when Holiday's out?
Just ignore me. Just ignore me.
What? Right I'm really asking.
No, and I really need to confirm these numbers right now.
Oh my God. So strength of schedule, Boston's second in the last 10 games, Portland's 16th. So it wouldn't really be a spot that I'd be scared to lay the points. You got one of the hottest offenses in the NBA against arguably the coldest defense in the NBA. Boston's been attacking the rim a lot. Portland can't protect the basket. I mean, matchup-wise, I'm just scrolling through the numbers here. Seems like I'm seeing all the things I would need to see in order to lay a number like 9.5 on the road. Portland sucks against the fast break also. What's the deal with Portland? Hold on, let me pull this back up.
They stuck.
The deal with them is that they suck.
No Brogdon, no Sharp,
deal.
but Scoot Henderson's back.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench. All right, so I looked. Derek White is kind of the big winner here. He gets the biggest usage bump with Porzingis and Holiday off the court, 7.6%, which is pretty big. That puts him at a 26.4% usage rate. That's pretty big right there. So maybe a Derek White prop of sorts we could look at. And then as I was starting to mention before, yes, Jaylen Brown actually does get the biggest bump in assist percentage with Holiday and Porzingis off the floor. A 6.5% bump in assist percentage. So right there, leaning Brown over assists and White over points, just based off usage and assist percentage bumps with the people who are injured today.
Someone goes, no homework before the show? You need to hire me. Dude, we just found out who was playing seconds ago. Seconds ago, man. I've been live for 2 hours. When was I supposed to do this homework?
Come on, man.
Yeah, so I'll put Celtics up for me. I don't freaking know. I don't have a bet for this one. Moto, obviously you're in the same boat as us, right? You got nothing?
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, so I'll just put Celtics up because I actually do like the matchup on paper, but with all the moving pieces and what about a Celtics money line? Brown 5 assists, White 5 assists.
I'd rather not. I'd truly rather.
It's a builder.
No,
it's a bankroll builder.
It's a builder.
Not worth building that. Some things aren't meant to be built.
All right, so let's do a quick community parlay and let's get the hell out of here.
I'm sending you the underdog as we speak.
Yeah, send it over.
Wow, so this spread is up to 12.5 or 11.5 or 12 now.
Which one?
Oh
Celtics.
my God, it is at 11.5. Yeah,
dude, this slate sucks.
Yeah, this.
I mean, come on now. There's zero value out here.
This
Scraping.
sucks. This really sucks, man. And I was on the college basketball show complaining because we were talking about like Longwood against Drake, and now I'm like, I might have to put more money on the on the East Tennessee State game. This is the first leg of the community parlay. All right, let's see. Let's see what the community votes here. This is like the worst NBA slate of all time.
It's a tough one.
Tough one, true.
I wish that this was on like Thursday, because Thursday night we got like the Big Ten tournament, the Big East tournament. Like, all right, there's some action, but it's actually still the shitty tournaments in college basketball too. March Madness has started, but like the first few days are the shittier tournament. So it's not even any college basketball I'm interested in yet. First leg's going to be Suns money line. We'll do second places too. because we got nothing to choose from now. Honestly, we probably shouldn't even, for responsibility, we shouldn't even do a community parlay here. But we'll do it.
You don't do that.
Okay.
The whole
Coming from the guy who was literally just scared to build a builder. You're like, no, some things can't be built.
They can't.
Beaver the Builder.
So we got what are even our options here? Nuggets minus 16? Celtics minus 11.5? This is crazy. And then I'll put I skipped Mavericks and Bulls by accident. You guys like Mavericks, so I'll put Mavericks money line. So I'll put Pistons money line in because you guys voted for that got second place. So we'll put Pistons money line in. Oh, I did put Pistons money line in. I'm sorry. So first and second place of this poll will finish it out. Someone said, shows how much you know about college basketball. All those mid-major conference tournament games are better than trash NBA games. Yeah, man. Sweet.
You're getting pwned right now, Kyle. You're getting pwned sideways, buddy.
I openly said I don't know shit about these programs. Like, I said that. Like, shows how much you know. Yes, I said I don't know shit about them. It's like I'm claiming to know. I have no interest in it.
Can't know everything.
No. It's true.
Looks like it's going to be Mavericks and Celtics here. Yeah. Looks like Dallas, Celtics minus 11.5. Can I get the price on that prop, Beefa?
Gotta be honest, wasn't paying attention. We'll pull it up now. You didn't open my underdog though, so there's that.
Well, plus five.
We're doing this first.
Or wait, no, it's plus 549. Suns, Pistons, Mavs, and then Celtics minus 12, right?
Suns, Pistons, Mavs, Celtics minus 11.
I got it. I got that at plus 288. Oh no, I put the Celtics money line.
Yeah,
money
that
line?
can't
Yeah.
be right.
Money line.
Plus
Yeah.
549. Suns, Pistons, Mavs, Celtics minus 11.5. Plus 549. Let's bring up Prop Beaver's underdog real quick.
Thank you, brother.
This is your chance, Prop Beaver. You can hit this one. Everyone will think you're a hero. There you go. Explain to the a 2-pick? Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry.
No,
it's a 3-pick.
Stinky slate we got, fellas. But we need to rise from the darkness, and we need to put out a winner here. So we got a 3-pick. We got Cade over 12.5 RAs. We got Garland over 31.5 PRAs against the Suns, who haven't figured out guarding a point guard. It's about game 63 of the season. And we have Luka Doncic's under Alex Caruso's his papa. So that is the 3-play for today. I think we bet that. What is it? 3 to win 6?
Yeah. And if you don't have
do the rules,
and if it's you don't have an underdog fantasy accounts available in any state highlighted in this map except Florida. I got an updated map. I think they were supposed to email me one. So every state on this map except Florida. So if you're in one of the states that's highlighted in yellow, download the app, or you can go to the website Underdog Fantasy. When you make your account, make sure you use your promo code BET. BET. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus. So you deposit $100, they will give you a free $100 to play with. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks everyone for watching and bearing with us through this really rough slate of games here. Same schedule tomorrow, 3 p.m. No, tomorrow college basketball. We're gonna go live in the morning. So yeah, I'll be live at 11. We're gonna be 11 a.m. college basketball because it's March Madness. There's games on during the day. So yeah, that'll be 11 a.m. And then NBA show same time, 4 p.m. So that's the schedule for tomorrow. I'm actually going on Ski's show tomorrow too at 1:30. So for those of you that subscribe to Ski's channel, and I'll be a guest on his. So yeah, everyone have a great night. Remember to bet responsibly, and I will talk to you later.